Hi everyone, it's Donna from Little Spaceman Paper Crafts, and I'm bringing you a mass production card making video today. Now, I got the idea for this card from a lovely lady whose channel is amazing. Her name is Justine Hovey. That's also the name of her YouTube. I will link her channel in the top right hand corner there for you to pop over and give her a little sub and have a look. She does some beautiful cards, and she did a card using a stencil, some distress inks and a stamp that she had with a fairy on it, and I thought the card was absolutely beautiful, and to be honest, I love fairies anyway, so I thought it would be quite easy to sort of do a production line to make these. Now, I got these stamps. They're called Life's Messages. They're actually in upside down, or back to front rather. And these are from Penny Black. And these got some beautiful sayings on. So I thought, well, there's 4 different stamps. So if I made 4 cards, then I could just leave them in my stash then. And you know, you leave if you leave the centre blank, you can use them for anything really. So that's what I plan to do. Also, I'm going to use, instead of using a stencil like Justine did, I'm going to use this stamp set from Stampin' Up called Gorgeous Grunge, and it's got all these little splotches and different things in it. You could use, obviously stencils are a really good idea. You could use you could do anything. You could just not necessarily have a splotchy background. You could do just an inks background, watercolour background, anything that you wanted to do really. And I'm just going to be using distress inks. Here's my, I've cut out my die cuts, I've cut out my fairies in black cardstock. This die, I want to say it's from a company called Exquisite Dies. I'm not sure if that's right, but these are really good and quite intricate, and they cut really beautifully as well, so I've got a few dies from them. So let's get started. So I'm going to do one card at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the stamping first, let it dry, and then come back and start sticking down the fairies. So I've got a huge selection of distress inks, so I'm just going to do lots of different random colour combinations. Let me just put my fairies to one side. I just grabbed a selection of ink out, and I'm just going to just start inking up. So I'm going to use this big splotches first. I'm just going to put it on a block, and we'll go with, what's this one, Picked Raspberry. So I'll ink this up. Hope this doesn't make the camera shake too much because I'm filming above today rather than in front of me like I normally do. So you just stamp it randomly wherever you want it to go. I'm just going to use my stamp chamois from Lawnfawn to clean that off, and then we'll go in with some Dusty Concord. I actually think I'm going to use the same stamp again. But again, just stamp, you know, randomly. It doesn't matter where you stamp, as long as it's on this side of the card, obviously. Just leave that stamp out. We'll use them again. Let's use the larger splotches this time. And let's see, let's do some peacock feathers. I'm just picking random colour combinations and hope they don't look too weird. And then I'm just going to use one more colour, I think, and use this larger sort of splotched stamp. And what do we need? I think we probably need, yeah, how about some wild honey? I know distress inks aren't really meant for stamping, but it gives a really nice effect with these sort of splotchy stamps. Okay, I like that. So now we're going to take out one of our quotes. And it doesn't matter which one, I'm just going to line that up on the block and use some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. This is really good for stamping sentiments of any kind really, because it gives you a really nice crisp print. And I'm just going to do that in the top left hand corner. And then what will happen is, what I'll do is when that's dry, I'm going to stick that little fairy down the bottom. So that's the first one done, so I'll leave that one to dry. And what I'll do is I'll do the next 3 and I'll just speed you in. So I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, I am back, and now we need to attach our little fairies. And I've just got some Cosmic Shimmer glue with this fine tip, and I'm just going to glue this. And there are a few bits in it that are really quite intricate, like this tiny little bit there. I'm just going to pop a few little dots, and this glue will dry clear, so if any of it seeps out it's not too bad. Okay, and then we're just going to add that down to the bottom. And there's our first card. So I'm just going to speed through doing the rest, and then I'll come back to you. Here are the 4 cards that we've made. It doesn't take very long. I think once you get all your components sort of organised, you can sort of reel these off quite quickly, and there's no sort of matting and layering, it's just straight onto the card base. You could do so many different combinations of this. It doesn't even have to be splotches, as I say, it can be full ink backgrounds, it can be anything. And these sentiments I think are beautiful, but I think these are great just to keep in your stash. I mean, obviously the inside's going to be blank, and with the sentiments, you can use them really for any sorts of cards or any sort of project. So I hope you give it a go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.